and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 1987B, and today's date is October 4th, 2019, and the title of the episode is The Call Has Gone Out, Military Planning Strategically Boxed in the Deep State. Now, before we get started, let's talk about protecting yourself. The world-famous delivery app DoorDash has announced that its security has been breached. One of the best things you can do to help protect yourself online is to sign up for a free 30-day trial of Virtual Shield VPN. Here, let me show you how easy this is. I'm going to go to virtualshield.com. I click connect, and boom, I'm connected. My IP address is now different than before. See? This month, Virtual Shield is offering a Halloween month-long special at 25% off all VPN plans and all premium add-ons. Sign up for a free 30-day trial to Virtual Shield VPN and see what the hype is about. You have nothing to lose. Click the link below. Let's get into the economic collapse, political and geopolitical news. Now, the deep state, they have now failed on all fronts. They are struggling to keep the impeachment narrative going. The only strategy they have is for the mainstream media to continually repeat it, but this will not work. The propaganda will not stand up to the evidence, facts, and the truth. The patriots, they planned this from the beginning. If they have an impeachment vote and it is voted down, the patriots win. If the vote is to impeach, the patriots win. We'll be talking about this a little later in this report. But first, Maxine Waters, she is panicking like we've never seen before. And she has a problem with people harassing her as she walks down the street. Now, think about this for a second. She's saying that there are Trump supporters that are harassing her. Now, if we go back in time, what did she tell her constituents to do? She told them to harass Trump supporters. Take a listen.
In a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd, and you push back on them, and you tell them they're not welcome.
And as you can see, she was the one who was telling her supporters to go harass Trump supporters. Trump never said, hey, go harass all these individuals. But then we have Elizabeth Warren in Reno. She came off a plane, and she was met by Trump supporters telling her, don't impeach. And she just waved to non-existent people. But remember when Q said that soon they won't be able to walk down the street? Let's go back to post 1832. This was back in August 10, 2018. And it says, at some point, it will not be safe for them to walk down the street. The world is watching. And I believe that this is the beginning stages where the people are saying, you know something, we've had enough. And once the main information comes out, the D class and all the other evidence about the email scandal, Uranium One and the rest, these people will not be able to walk down the street. Now, Brennan, you can see that he's panicking right now. Everything that he tried to do here with the whistleblower, it's completely falling apart. He tweeted out the following. Press conference with Finnish president shows at real Donald Trump is a national disgrace who deserves impeachment, conviction, and ouster from office. Republicans in Congress must abandon him now if they care about our country and have any hope of salvaging a political future for GOP. Think about what he's doing. All his plans, everything that he tried before, has completely failed. He knows this. And this latest one, he knows he's caught in this entire scandal. And guess what? He's going to be going down with the ship. So he's calling on the Republicans to help out. Now, he's not calling on Jim Jordan, Devin Nunes. He's calling on those people that have the most to lose, saying you better do something. Hillary Clinton, well, the panic meter is completely off the charts now. She tweeted out the following. If the impeachment provision in the Constitution of the United States will not reach the offenses charged here, then perhaps that the 18th century Constitution should be abandoned to a 20th century paper shredder. And this is a quote from Representative Barbara Jordan, 1974. So what is her message here? The hell with the Constitution. If we need to break the law to remove Trump, we must do it. Why are they so afraid? They know what's coming. This, people, is pure panic. Because now she's saying, listen, we're going to have to go above the law, the Constitution, the law of laws, and we'll just have to get rid of it to get rid of Trump. Think about what she's saying. Now, yesterday, Kevin McCarthy asked Pelosi to suspend impeachment inquiry. Pelosi responded to McCarthy, and she said that they're not going to suspend the impeachment inquiry into Trump. Now, speaking of Nancy Pelosi, we found something out very, very interesting. Nancy Pelosi's son, Paul Pelosi Jr., visited Ukraine in 2017 to meet with the government officials in connection to a business initiative. Now, unearthed records reveal that Paul Pelosi Jr. was an executive of a gas industry company that did business in Ukraine, and his mother, Nancy Pelosi, was featured in one of the company's promotional videos. Paul Pelosi Jr. traveled to Kiev in July of 2017 in his capacity as an executive director of the Corporate Governance Initiative, a position that he accepted months earlier in February 2017. Pelosi Jr. said that he was in Ukraine to discuss a youth soccer partnership with the government. But guess what? He wasn't. And it looks like Nancy has more connections with Ukraine than we originally thought. Rosie Memos tweeted out the following. Holy shit, in August 2017, a complaint was filed with FEC about DNC and Chalupa accepting assistance from Ukraine foreign nationals during election. You know who it was filed by? Matthew Whitaker. Boom. Donald Trump tweeted out the following. We are simultaneously fighting the fake news media and their partner, the Democrat Party. Always tough to beat the press, but people are beginning to see how totally corrupt they are, and it makes our job a whole lot easier. And then we have Mark Meadows. He chimed in and summed up everything that we're all thinking. It is no coincidence that a few bad actors within the intel community engage in a series of desperate, bad faith, and poorly sourced leaks to try and undermine the Trump administration, right as Bill Barr and John Durham get closer to releasing their investigation into FISA abuse. Mark Meadows, you hit the nail right on the head. Boom. Now, the Patriots are prepping the narrative for the declass. This is what this is all about. Everything that we're watching has been planned. The deep state is trying to stop this any way they possibly can. So what did they do? They brought out another leaker who heard something from someone else that heard something from someone else. This time, the whistleblower is a career IRS official who filed a complaint with secondhand knowledge, then leaked the story to the Washington Post. I mean, think about this for a sec. Think about what they've done here. They took a form. They added that if you heard something from someone, you can file a complaint. Now remember, this works both ways. Let me continue. A career IRS official filed a whistleblower complaint reporting that he was told at least one Treasury Department political appointee attempted to improperly interfere with the annual audit of Trump's or Vice President Mike Pence's tax returns. This leak will also serve to help to bolster the Dems in their quest to get their hands on Trump's tax returns. This, again, will fail. Ted Cruz counters everything the deep state is doing to Trump with a simple tweet. A reminder to federal officials, there is no limit on the number of individuals who can use the whistleblower statute. If you think you were involved in an unlawful activity as a result of a directive from Mr. Obama or Mr. Brennan, now is the time to report it. And guess what? They don't have to have first-hand knowledge of this. The call has gone out. You know something? If you know something about Obama or Brennan or Clinton or anyone else, report it. It doesn't matter if it's coming from you. Think about what's happening here. But we need to go back in time. Obama and Clinton objected to how whistleblower law was used to get Trump. Clinton and Obama resisted more congressional oversight. On October 7, 2010, President Obama signed the Intelligence Authorization Act for fiscal year 2010, which established the ICIG. In his signing statement, he reiterated the president's authority to protect sensitive national security information and saw it fit to highlight the expectation that the law required a report to congressional committee regarding investigations focused upon certain current or former IC officials. Clinton's signing statement was far more forthright. The act does not constrain my constitutional authority to review and, if appropriate, control disclosure of certain classified information to the Congress. I note that the Act's legislative history makes clear that the Congress, although disagreeing with the executive branch regarding the operative constitutional principles, does not intend to foreclose the exercise of my constitutional authority in this area. He further highlighted the Constitution vests the President with the authority to control disclosure of information when necessary for the discharge of his constitutional responsibilities. Again, boom. The deep state, they are digging their hole deeper and deeper. But this is what the patriots want them to do. They want them to expose themselves to the American people. And we need to recognize that Trump asking China and Ukraine to investigate Biden, it is not a crime. It doesn't matter how many times the mainstream media continually repeat it. It doesn't matter how many consultants or lawyers they have on there. It's not criminal. Trump tweeted out the following: as the President of the United States, I have an absolute right, perhaps even a duty, to investigate or have investigated corruption. And that would include asking or suggesting other countries to help us out. Trump countered the mainstream media, the deep state argument, by reminding them of something very important that happened in 2016. Trump reminded reporters that he was investigated by the Obama regime in 2016. Trump also warned the deep state that he is investigating the Obama administration, the deep state, and foreign influence by the UK, Italy, Australia in the 2016 campaign. And he went out and he said, listen, Obama investigated me in 2016. What I'm doing is I am looking at this, and I am looking at this corruption. And now I am investigating Biden and others. Is he doing it firsthand? No. He's calling the other countries to look into it. Because, again, he has the right as president to see if there's corruption happening in all these different countries and here in the United States. Now, we are getting more and more information about the whistleblower. Paul Sperry tweeted out the following: breaking. The whistleblower is a registered Democrat and CIA analyst who was detailed before the 2016 election to the Obama White House, where he worked on the NSC's Ukraine's desk and met with anti-Trump Ukrainian officials before being sent packing by the Trump NSC and becoming disgruntled. Paul Sperry continued. The Democrat whistleblower who complained about Trump digging up dirt in Ukraine was himself helping dig up dirt in Ukraine against Trump and Manafort while working in the Obama White House during 2016 campaign. Trump tweeted out, I think it's outrageous that a whistleblower is a CIA agent. Ed Rollins at Fox News. If you notice, what's happening now is they're targeting the whistleblower, targeting Biden, targeting Schiff, targeting Pelosi. And they're pulling more and more evidence out showing that these individuals, they planned the whole damn thing. Now, what's very interesting is that the Intelligence Community Inspector General, Michael Atkinson, he appeared on Capitol Hill And for his second closed-door meeting with members of the House Intelligence, he'd said something very interesting. He revealed to lawmakers that the whistleblower never told him that he met with Adam Schiff's committee staffers. ICIG Atkinson told lawmakers the whistleblower did not disclose to the ICIG that he contacted Schiff's committee. Atkinson said the whistleblower volunteered he was a registered Democrat. Ranking member of the House Intelligence Committee, Representative Devin Nunes, and fellow Intel panel member John Ratcliffe said on Friday that Schiff should be disqualified because he is a fact witness in the whistleblower case. Not only is Adam Schiff a fact witness, he has seriously violated House rules because he didn't share the classified info with minority members of the House Intel Committee, such as Devin Nunes. Now, we need to understand something that's very important. The whistleblower signed a document, and at the bottom of the document, when this individual was signing it, it says something very important. The form requires whistleblowers to attest under penalty of perjury that they have neither misstated nor concealed material facts in their complaints. And it says, I certify that all of the statements made in this complaint, including any continuation pages, are true, complete, and correct to the best of my knowledge and belief. Whistleblowers are required to attest. I understand that pursuant to 18 U.S.C. 1001, a false statement or a concealment of material fact is a criminal offense punishable by a fine of up to $10,000, imprisonment for up to 5 years, or both. Think about this. Concealing material fact. What did this whistleblower conceal? That they met with a staffer that worked for Schiff. Think about that for a sec. This is all going to boomerang on them. Now, Trump tweeted out, and he misspelled a word. And his tweet is as follows. I think it's outrageous that a whistleblower is a CIA agent, Ed Rollins at Fox News. Now, he misspelled outrageous. So the question is, was this done on purpose? Because when we take this word outrage and you do a search in the Q posts, we come up to post 3028. This is March 11, 2019. And it says the following, and it's just amazing how it completely fits with what is going on right now. And this could be a Q proof. Pelosi pull threat to impeach. Effort to prevent declass. Was the impeachment threat real? And here's the important part. Talking points meant to project outrage across America using fake news blowhorn to justify fake investigations and take in donor support. And guess what? It's not going to work. Project Outrage, where they're trying to push this on all the mainstream media outlets, is not going to work. Now, very interestingly, since this whole thing has come out about Ukraine and Biden and Pelosi and all of this, remember, they're taking this time to build their narrative to make people understand that the Bidens are corrupt, Pelosi's corrupt, Schiff is corrupt, Brennan's corrupt, Clinton's corrupt. They're all corrupt. And Ukraine was at the center of all this. It looks like the top prosecutor in Ukraine announced he will investigate Joe and Hunter Biden's activities in Ukraine, including the firing of former prosecutor Viktor Shokin. He said that his office is conducting an audit of cases that have been previously investigated and closed, including the probe involving the energy giant Burisma, where Hunter Biden had served on the board. It looks like it's happening. Now, Silence Dogood tweeted out the connections between Biden, Wexner, Epstein, Pelosi, the Vatican, and the rest. This is the thread. Unbelievable thread. Connects the Vatican to the Mellons, to the Wexners, Epstein. Mellons connect to Heinz family. Heinz uses Rosemont Capital. Rosemont Seneca Partners is run by Biden and Archer. Kerry Heinz connects to Bulgers. Selling out America, highest levels of treason. Number 2. The Vatican receives money from the Andrew W. Mellon Foundation and the Mellon family. The Mellon Project at the Vatican Library was a result of one of these donations. The Mellon Foundation also donates to the Wexner Center created by Les Wexner. Number 3. Other companies connected to the family are Alcoa, Gofoil, Westinghouse, Rockwell, and most importantly, Heinz. Number 4. Heinz was created and prospered under the guidance and finances of the Mellon family. Heinz uses Rosemont Capital as an investment vehicle for the family. Rosemont Capital has a sub called Rosemont Seneca Partner Current News, notoriously formed by Hunter Biden and Devin Archer. Number 5. Little do people know, number 3 founding partner is a firm called Thornston Group, run by James Bulger, the nephew of notorious Boston gangster Whitey Bulger. Whitey Bulger's brother, William Bulger, was a member of the Mass State Senate and a profound political ally of John Kerry. Number 6. The same John Kerry who married into the Heinz family, the same Heinz family who happened to own Rosemont Capital and participate in Rosemont Seneca Partners with Biden, Archer, and Bulger. So there you have it. Ukraine, Epstein, Vatican, all through the Mellon, Wexner, and Heinz's. Number 7. Now all these traders went on to sell off U.S. strategic assets through their joint venture with Chinese government in Bohai Harvest, RST. BHR went on to partner with Aviation Industry Corporation of China, a Chinese government-owned company, to purchase Henniges Automotive, which is the primary producer of engine vibration dampening strategic assets. Restricted under national security, the only way the Chinese could buy out this auto firm was to get approved by the U.S. administration in office. That would be the Obamas. Number 9. America is for sale no more. Trust the plan. Enjoy the show. Now, something very odd just happened. Since all of this talk about Ukraine, something happened in Ukraine, and I don't believe that these are coincidences. I believe this was strategic, and I believe there might have been individuals on this plane that they wanted to get rid of. At least 4 crew members were killed when a Ukrainian cargo plane made an emergency landing near the Western airport in Ukraine. And the plane disappeared from radar. Now, this is very interesting. There was no burning that was observed. The crew is being removed from the damaged aircraft. What happened here? Why, all of a sudden, in Ukraine, did this happen? Again, there are no coincidences. Now, we need to remember that Trump signed an executive order back in December 21st, 2017, and this had to do with human rights abuse and corruption. And this is what it says. I'll read the first part here. I therefore determine that serious human rights abuse and corruption around the world constitute an unusual and extraordinary threat to the national security, foreign policy, and economy of the United States, and I hereby declare a national emergency to deal with that threat. And if you go to Section 1B, it says, to be a current or former government official or a person acting for or on behalf of such an official who is responsible for or complicit in or has directly or indirectly engaged in corruption, including the misappropriation of state assets, the expropriation of private assets for personal gain, corruption related to government contracts, or the extraction of natural resources, or bribery. Seems like these fit those individuals that have been doing business in Ukraine. Now, the U.S. and the U.K., they signed a landmark agreement to fight cross-border crime. And Attorney General William Barr said, this agreement will enhance the ability of the United States and the United Kingdom to fight serious crime, including terrorism, transnational organized crime, child exploitation by allowing more efficient and more effective access to data needed for quick-moving investigations. Only by addressing the problem of timely access to electronic evidence of crime committed in one country that is stored in another can we hope to keep pace with the 21st century threats. This agreement will make the citizens of both countries safer while at the same time assuring robust protections for privacy and civil liberties. Now, this agreement will allow America and the British law enforcement, these agencies, they will have the appropriate authorization to demand electronic data regarding these crimes. Now, the current process took up to 2 years, but the agreement will reduce this time period considerably. And they went ahead and they signed this agreement, and it looks like they're going to be using this to go after certain individuals, and we know who this is. And think about it. It's about child sexual abuse, cybercrime, and other crimes. I wonder what countries were involved in this. Ukraine, the UK. That's right. It is all happening. They're setting it all up so they can close in on all these people. Now, Trump did exactly what we thought he was going to do. The entire military planning, this strategic planning, is now officially in motion. Trump said to Pelosi, the White House will not cooperate until the House holds a vote on impeachment. The White House right now is preparing to send Pelosi a letter telling the House Speaker, the White House, they're not going to do anything until she has a vote. Remember, there's no crime. The whole whistleblower thing is falling apart. This is military planning at its finest. This was strategically planned out. Trump sent out the call, vote on impeachment. He's pushing the Ds to do it. Now, if the vote is no, the block is gone. What does that mean? Trump and the patriots, they can declass. The Ds, the deep state, they can't say this is a political hit. They can't say, hey, we're having an impeachment trial right now. This is a political hit, what Trump is doing. So if they vote no, guess what? They're screwed. Now, let's say they vote yes to have the impeachment. Now, a lot of people think, well, Trump is screwed. Or is this what the patriots really want? Because this would be a production in front of the American people. Why do I say this? Well, first of all, remember, the Senate was the key. And it wasn't just to block the impeachment. No. This was to take it much, much further. Remember when McConnell said that if the House votes for impeachment, that they're going to have a trial? Well, think about that. Everything will be relevant in the Senate trial. And everyone, no exceptions. Think about it. Think about what is happening. They will be able to subpoena and interrogate under oath the players. Hillary Clinton, Obama, Brennan, Comey, Strzok, and the entire gang behind the coup. And that includes Strzok's girlfriend, Lisa Page, Clapper, and all the others. All the people that lied to the FISA judges to enable a spying operation on the Trump campaign. And here is the most important benefit of this broad and aggressive approach to the president's defense. In confronting all those who have ceaselessly sought to reverse the 2016 election, Trump's legal team this time will have a critical tool thus far denied to him: the power to subpoena any and all persons, including all of those who were elbow deep in the Russian collusion hoax. Remember, the Senate was the key. The Republican Senate majority will be in command of the scope and duration of the trial, and that the truth-revealing power of the subpoena, followed by public testimony under oath, is the sunrest route to exposing lies and crimes. A Senate trial would destroy them all. It would expose everything that they did. And everyone would know about it. How? Because it would be televised. Think about what Q has told us. Court TV is coming back. Why are they bringing it online? There's a reason for this. Think about it. They would be able to show everything that these people did during a trial. They'd be able to produce all the evidence. They would be able to produce the facts. They'd be able to produce the signatures. This would be a trial of a lifetime. And it would destroy everything they tried to do. So no matter what happens, the patriots win. The D class is coming out one way or another. It depends on how the deep state wants it. These people are truly stupid. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.